Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah.
He's so good.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's a 12.
I think that's what
Or
it
a,
was.
or,
You go down there, back up.
yeah. And Colleen, who is my proxy, she's going to come. But I wasn't gonna have her do the secretary because she's never been, so, yeah, yes. Well,
We can always have Daryl.
okay. Got it. Morning.
A lot of that is the metal product, lead coated copper. And this is check off. So we won't have to go to them flashing and all that stuff. All brand new. They're gonna come out here and so they're gonna crank out here. This lady over here, I realized that she's about to figure out. The one on this side standing straight up. This one here is going to be, I'm afraid she's going to fall. Yeah. Especially if you go out on the road and take a look. All right, you guys are on.
Okay, y'all join me in the pledge of the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, good morning and welcome to the May 3rd Clinton County Board of Commissioners meeting. The first item on the agenda this morning, as always, is the opportunity for public comment. So if there was anyone here from the public who wishes to speak on any topic, now is the time. Okay, seeing no one, we will move on to our first item on the agenda this morning, and that is Ms. Brianna Stanger from RQAW. She has put together a proposal that you sent over, oh gosh, a few days ago now.
Yes.
For our kind of a comprehensive look at our buildings here in Clinton County.
Do you have hard copies of those?
I do not have.
Okay,
hard
I can
copy.
pass them on.
Thank you.
I have 3 copies.
Thank you.
Good morning, Commissioners. Thank you for allowing me to be here today. We had RQAW and Commissioner Timmons went to a site visit to the county jail and also the annex building that is known as the Old Regions building. So RQAW has put together 2 proposals for the county to look at. And which one would you like to start with first?
Let's start with regions.
Regions? Okay. So the Old Regions building is being proposed possibly as the county annex. After the conversations with Commissioner Timmons, we realized the main priorities very early on in those conversations. So we feel as though it would be appropriate to go ahead and do a preliminary design. This would help you come up with explain the existing conditions, but then also help you come up with an estimated construction cost. And this could help you make decisions moving forward, whether or not to purchase that building. Do you have any questions about that proposal for me today?
No, I looked through it and I think the scope of, for me personally, when I looked through it, the scope of work is exactly what we've asked for. So I don't have any questions per se. Do you, gentlemen? Yeah. Okay.
Okay. You want to go ahead and move to the jail?
Sure, that'd be great.
Okay. So whenever we visited the jail, we realized there was a long list of things that needed to accomplish when it came to the existing conditions. So we thought it was appropriate to go ahead and come up with an assessment for the county. We think it would be a good idea to look at the existing conditions and then help the county make a priority list from a professional opinion. And this can help the county make decisions on what systems need to be repaired, renovated, whatever it may be. And then the county can choose what is most important to them. And then the next step could be preliminary design if the county chooses to move forward. But the first step is looking at the existing conditions and then coming up with some rough cost associated.
So once you would do the schematic design, you could also do cost estimates for
yes, for the assessment.
Cost.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the way that we wrote it out was first it would just be the assessment, but then we had those steps. It was the preliminary design and the design attached with it. We would not move forward with those until the commissioners say, yes, you may move forward with this process. So it would stop at the assessment for this proposal.
That's the initial cost, then there's the assessment.
Correct, yes.
Okay.
I would like to move forward with trying to figure something out on the Regents Bank and the Insurance Department. I don't know. We have the means, or
We do. Don't we, Jerry? No, we do. We've got money on professional services for this. One point, I'm perfectly fine with going ahead with the jail and get that underway. I want to maybe hang on for a couple of weeks on the Regents building to make sure we get a better feel if we're going to get it purchased. I know that Tom, I think you're going to reach out to Dr. Ross. I can't think of his last name now, so we'll just call him Dr. Ross.
yeah, whatever.
This week, right, with our proposal or proposed number, or have you already shot that to him?
I have not yet.
Okay. Okay. Does that sound reasonable to wait on doing the engineering until we get a better idea?
Isn't this part of that though, to see what kind of money?
Yeah, it's kind of
a
a catch-22. You're kind of stuck in a rough spot because, I don't know. I'm open to suggestions from both of you.
I think it might be cheaper insurance.
Okay.
If we end up not buying it, if it's too much.
Okay.
And since we just got the other information, and I'd like to get the ball rolling.
Okay, that's fine. I don't have a problem with it. Okay. Well, I'll entertain a motion then to receive both of these proposals, and looks like all three of us have to sign them, so.
I'll make a motion to start the ball rolling.
Okay. Second. All right, motion carries 3-0. We'll get these signed and get them sent back to you. You don't have, is that okay to do it later?
Yeah,
Okay.
yep, that's totally fine.
All right.
Thank you very much,
All right,
guys.
thanks,
I
Brianna.
appreciate it, and I apologize, I gotta run to another meeting, but
I
thank you for
understand.
having me this morning. Thank you, thank you.
Okay, next on the agenda this morning is our good friend Rick Campbell, County Highway update.
Morning. The other day, I dropped off some papers with the area for the State Road 28, moving State Road 28 for 800 West over and the cost overruns. I wanted you guys to look at it first before you signed it, so I dropped it off with her.
Okay. You talking about the change order for the
Change
west
order,
side?
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's pretty much all I have for right now, other than let you guys know what we've been doing. We got 100 North patched up. We cut those sections out and filled them back up with hot mix and rolled them down good. They seem to be fine.
Okay.
We also fixed 800 North, the 26 runaround. We patched that up with a Durapatcher, and then we had to haul about 90 ton of hot mix out there on that road.
Okay.
We got that road down. We're keeping it separate. So if the state does offer to pay for something, we got that.
Okay.
We also put some slow signs up there on 800 North there where the houses are.
Okay.
Slow congested area.
Yeah.
And that seems to stop the emails.
temporarily.
For now, yeah. We're also going to be closing 800 North to replace the pipes because we got our community crossings grant money,
Sure.
and that's one we're gonna fix. So we're gonna change all the pipes. We're gonna have to berm that road, so it will be closed later on this summer. So we can do that stuff before they get out there to pave it.
Okay.
And yeah, 1100 East is the same thing, but we've already got those pipes all changed,
Okay.
so it's all ready to go.
Nice.
So that's
Yeah.
all I have.
So the big news last week, if
Yes.
anybody hadn't heard, was for the 5th consecutive year, we've been able to get the maximum amount of money for the Community Crossings matching grant program. So
That's all I have. And thank
So,
you. Yeah,
nice work.
I was glad to get that in all one lump sum.
yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
So, I don't have any questions. You guys got any questions? Nope. Nope. Okay. All right. Thanks, Rick. Liz, you're up.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Just a few items. First off, I wasn't in public comment. I don't see him this morning, but the Fickle lot out in
I saw
yes.
Walmart too.
Lewisburg. Okay, all right. Well, I promised you at the last meeting that I would find out what the situation was on the legal end with that. So that's actually made it through the courts at this top point. It had a fine enforced of $450 plus interest and court costs by the judge. He has not paid. We're going to go ahead and pull him in for what's called proceeding supplemental. Basically, you keep making him come in and deal with you and pay on that fine until ideally you're able to make your point. The other option would be to go for a full court case asking for an injunction. But right now we've got a couple other injunctive cases in progress that nothing against Mr. Fickle's case, but they're a little more severe and affect, a few more people. So I feel like I need to wait and see where my legal bills are coming out on those before I add another one. Unless, the commissioners felt strongly enough about it to want to, help fund something. But otherwise, we're going to try to target him on proceeding supplemental, see if that gets us anywhere. And I believe the sheriff was looking into whether or not he could help get those trailers out of there another way or avenue. And Kat is actually going out there today to re-inspect the 10 days for mowing hit. I'll just tell you up front, my guess is that's not mowed, and we're going to send it to the mower. But if you look at the 10-day forecast, it's pretty much solid rain. So
Right.
I'm just going to guess that that's going to get a little taller before we're able to knock it down. Related to that, Mr. Huffer called and wants us to spray the thistle. So that is not in our mowing ordinance. Last year, the commissioners voted at their own expense to spray it several times through the summer. He wants that done again. I felt like I needed to bring that back and not just order it to be done on your budget. You either let me know if you would like me to order him to spray it and bill you, or if that is just a township trustee local issue, whatever.
I think we did that last year because we couldn't get any movement out of the township trustee in that township. But I think it is their responsibility to spray the weeds, not
My understanding as well.
Why don't we, before we pull the trigger on spraying, why don't I try to reach out to Mr. Marshall and see if we can get him to help us out with that.
That'd be awesome. And again, my guess is even if he'll do it with all this rain, it's going to take a bit till there's an ideal window.
Yeah, I drove out there the other day. I don't know if you guys went out and looked at it, but it's, Mr. Huffer he does have a very nice property, and it's just, it's just black and white from the difference next to it.
Yep, and we've got, it is what it is. We spend a disproportionate amount of enforcement money and time in Hillisburg and Circleville versus other parts of the county. There's just, without solid septic systems and with depressed home values and flooding in that area, there's a lot of challenges, I think, that come with that space. So, we just have to work through those as they come along. And this is one of them. So, that's all I had on Fickle. The other two things I have, one is just an update. I contacted the contractor who won the bid for the elevator removal. And Tom and I got the contract together for him to sign. I've sent that to him. He said he would have it back to me maybe Tuesday or Wednesday this week. He's already put in his 10-day notice with his insurance to start lining up, the removal. But I guess the point to that is Josh, when that contract comes back, I'll need you to sign it. So I didn't know if you guys needed to take any action in terms of a vote for you to sign that on behalf of the commissioners. If I could just contact
You
you.
already voted on it, so I can go.
Perfect.
Whenever you get it, let me know.
I'll just send it to Jerry and let her catch up with you.
Okay.
Okay, and then my final thing.
Hang on just a second, sorry. When you get the contract, you might try to get a hold of me.
Okay, yeah, I can do that.
I think you're gonna be out of the office for a little while.
Okay,
Have some surgery, yeah. So if it's after Thursday.
I'll just text
Okay.
you. Yeah, no big deal.
Okay.
And then my final thing is, as you recall, we had conversations about the potential corridor between Frankfurt and Colfax. And you assigned Jordan as your representative and Alan from the council. So I've been updating them. And one of the things here that's happened in the last few weeks is we got final numbers back from all three of the different entities that were looking at assisting us with that study. And we felt that Butler Fairman was our best match for this project, and the lowest bidder by half, roughly. And they included a bit more in. So I've got a contract from them, and I felt that, well, sometimes we sign contracts on behalf, because this is moving to a grant and it's potentially going to be a bigger thing. I felt like it needed to come through you guys for your signatures at each step. And I've got your name on it, Josh, but I don't have it with me, but I wanted to make sure you were good with signing it and hopefully have it signed this morning.
Yes, that's fine. Yes, please.
Yeah. I'll make a motion to have President Hewitt sign the agreement with EFMS for the next level trail funding.
And I lied, it actually has all three of you.
Can we all sign it?
Sure. Okay, motion carries 3-0. Approve the agreement with Butler Fairman site for the next level trail project. So, okay.
You're just gonna date 3 signatures. That's just extra.
Oh. What else is going on, Liz?
I think that's all I have, unless you have something of concern for me.
I do not.
There we go.
Thank you so much, and we'll continue to keep all of you through Jordan in the loop and informed as we move forward on this.
Thank you. Okay. Old business. The first thing we have under old business is the Paul Philippi resolution. We have, I think it was in here, it was in the Google Drive. I took a look at it. It's resolution 2021-06, authorizing the filing of a grant application. I think it's just, Dawn, do you have anything you'd like to say about that, or is this?
I just apologize for not realizing that it was in there last time, but
Yeah.
I've always loved to come see you guys, so that was a bonus.
It seems like we always miss the signature somewhere, so.
We need a motion to approve that.
Yes.
I'll make a motion to approve the grant.
Second. Okay. Motion carries 3-0. Next, we have the pay app number 8 for Atlas for their construction of the wastewater portion of our infrastructure project.
Oh, we don't have
I entertain a motion to approve their pay app.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion carries 3-0. We have the proposal from American Structure Point to begin the schematic design phase of the courthouse renovation, specifically the 3rd floor. I know that American Structure Point's worked with the judges on exactly what the renovations would like to be, and I know that I think you guys have had a chance to look this over. I think I sent it to you.
Yeah.
And so anyway, we'd like to get moving on that today and try to get things modernized upstairs.
I'll make a motion to approve the structure point agreement.
Again, did that cover everything, the whole scope of the project?
That covers all the engineering work, not the construction, just the engineering.
I'll second.
So, okay, motion carries 3-0 to approve the agreement with American Structure Point. Get that signed and sent back to them today so they can get started. They've got notice to proceed. So, And the next topic, which goes hand in hand with this, because we're using the same, we had a line item this year for third floor renovation, which was 500,000. And so we know we're going to exceed that with the renovation, but we also have a roof that's became more of a problem than it has been in the past. And we have an opportunity to get that fixed. And it has become kind of an immediate emergent problem, because they were having court the other day, and if it rains out of the east hard, like it does sometimes this time of year, it poured right in on top of the juror's box. So I would like to go ahead and move forward with the quote from Henshaw Roofing for $146,000 to replace the entirety of the roof, all the rubber membrane. They will tear off all the insulation, replace any bad decking, whether it be metal or wooden, and replace all of that. The metal work on top of the courthouse is lead coated copper, so we're fortunate that it won't have to be replaced. So we're lucky in that respect. And I think that was it. Oh, they're going to take down this the leaning statue lady here on the east side. They're going to take her down. So
I'll make a motion to approve the courthouse roof.
Second.
okay,
Second.
An emergency situation too, right? Yeah.
correct. Yeah. Okay, motion carries 3-0. The next item under old business, I brought this back up because the skating rink, we recently reached an agreement with Mrs. Baber to dispose of that property and sell it to her so that she could make renovations to the skating rink and own it. And it occurred to me that when we dispose of property, we cannot do that alone as a board of commissioners. We have to do it in joint agreement with county council. So I just put it back on here to let everybody know that I'll be going on the 11th, I believe, to the next council meeting to ask and explain to them why that we want to do that, the agreement that we've made with Ms. Baber. So anyway, I just wanted to throw that on there to bring that up. Okay, anyone have any other old business? Okay, new business. We have a broadband resolution that Shan sent over, oh gosh, probably about a week ago now. And what it does is it's this resolution is for counties in our region. We're trying to get all of them in the Wabash Heartland Innovation Network. Is that right?
Yep,
When? And the North Central Indiana Regional Planning Council.
Actually, it would be the Indiana Technology Corridor.
Okay.
We're two different ones. So
Okay.
it's easy to.
So long and short, though, what we're declaring with this resolution is that, hey, we're not going to overregulate broadband here in Clinton County. We're not going to stand in anyone's way that wants to come in and invest private money in expanding broadband internet here in Clinton County, which is desperately needed. So I would entertain a motion to pass this resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion carries 3-0. Okay, next, under new business, we have the noise ordinance enforcement, which is kind of old business, I think, but that's okay. That's okay. I drove out there the other day and took a gander for myself, and that's quite a disparity between the two properties that they're neighbors there. It's I can see why they would be frustrated with the noise. So
there was another complaint on Saturday, sir.
Okay.
Deputy Trump took that call, and it was one of the houses up on 100 North.
I believe it.
This one.
Yeah.
So
As wide open as that is, I'm sure they can probably hear it in Hillsburg.
This is not the proper property owner is the father. So maybe we're going the wrong direction with the citations and holding the property owner accountable for what's happening on the property. I know the deputy's been out there just probably 9-10 times now. And regardless of where you live, there's still I guess everybody has the right to some peace and quiet at a certain point in time.
Right, yeah.
And I mean, it is disturbing. And we've dealt with other noise complaints of people shooting tannerite within 75 feet of somebody else's home. rattling windows, and we've had good results with talking to those folks without having to cite anybody. But this one is, he takes a fairly aggressive stance when it comes to noise and what he believes. So I don't know that it's going to stop until he comes in front of you.
Okay. Can we cite both of them, the property owner and the?
Well, we'll check with the prosecutor's office. There's a permitting violation. It's on the same, but it's a state statute, but it's a permitting violation. You're allowing it to happen. And then also on the next ordinance issue or in the next noise issue, we may start that route and hold the property owner responsible. Maybe we can sit down and talk with Councilor Little and we'll figure this out. But it's not going to go away, and he's pretty adamant that he's going to continue to do what he's doing. So
Awesome.
yeah.
Okay, so what do we need, guys? What do we need to do today to help you? Go ahead and find this guy, or
Set a date for him to come before you.
Okay.
Tom, Mr. Will, what do you think?
Yeah.
We've been out there enough, and each time we go out there, the level of hostility
elevates.
grows. So, maybe it is time. I mean, the next complaint may be more directed towards the property owner, which is his father, and cite him in here as well. If that's going to be the case, maybe he can, put an end to it. It is his property, his control. I don't know that. I guess he could be considered a leaser if he pays anything or the expectation. So,
Okay.
I'll leave that with Mr. Will.
Okay, so do we need to do this outside of a regular meeting then, I'm assuming? Okay.
But you could do it right.
No. That's fine. You guys want to look at your calendars and see what we've got available? Yeah. Right now, and we'll just take care of that, or you want to do it later?
Flexible, either one. We can do it right now.
Okay. Let's just do it now, so it's on record, we got it set.
Do we want to do it the day of, maybe before or after?
Why don't we do that? I just want to do it like 8 a.m. at our next. Is that too early? Let's give ourselves an hour at least. That way we can't get here.
I'll talk to Tony before that too.
Okay.
I'll give it to Sheriff Kelly too, and go over some things beforehand.
Okay.
8 a.m.
8 a.m. on the 18th, I believe, right? Is that our next meeting?
Correct.
Yep.
Okay.
That's if you have to go back out there, right? Or is
That's this is for sure, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
If you go, when you go back out there, tell him he's got a hearing on the 18th.
You supply the paper, we'll deliver it, I guarantee.
Okay. Okay. Anything else about the noise ordinance, guys? No. Okay. All right. Awesome. Okay. The next thing we have this morning is we have an ordinance to pass regarding the American Rescue Plan. And what it does is it creates a fund for these, for our portion of the ARP monies to be deposited in. So it's red tape to get the federal grant money.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance 2021-06.
second?
Okay, motion carries 3-0. So we've got that done, and we've got our part in, and we can hopefully plan on getting our money on the 11th, I think.
Is that what it is?
Delaware County taken out of it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Yep, it's us.
That's good.
Okay, other new business. We also are anticipating closing our bonds for the water and sewer portions of our infrastructure project that we've been, which is almost done now. We've been operating off some bond anticipation notes, and we finally, after working with Baker Tilly and Taft and Harkness, specifically Zach Klutz and Costas. I don't know if you guys have probably met them. They're ready to proceed. So they had proposed a timeline for the bond issuance where they would come here today and then come back next week And instead of having everybody coming twice, I asked that we just do it once. That way we don't incur the cost 2 times for having professionals show up. So if you guys have a little bit of time next Tuesday, and looking at the weather, it looks like hopefully we should be okay with you, Jordan, to come in and have a joint meeting with the council to hear that and take the necessary actions to issue the bonds. That way we're all here at once, because also the building corporation will meet that day also. So they'll all be here all at once.
Talking about daylight.
Correct. We'll just get that out of the way.
During council's meeting or before or after?
I'm gonna ask that Alan put it front and center, so we
Okay.
can just get it over with.
All right.
So, and if there's a change between now and then, we've got a few days to get that advertised, so anyway, as long as you guys are open to that, that would hopefully save us a little bit of money, but
That's good with me.
okay. You guys have any other new business? Okay, department heads. Anything to report?
Josh, if I may, real
Yes.
quick, just add on to, I wanted you guys to understand on this broadband scenario that things that, I'm learning so much more about broadband than I probably need to know, because it's been crazy, but with the rural digital opportunity funds, Rudolph is what gets presented. They have an auction about every other year, the FCC, and they auction off territories. And one of the reasons why all this, I want you to know, if you hear of a TDL or a Merit, I think it's a Merit Network, these folks are in our county right now, and they don't have to report to you, they don't have to report to anybody, they can just do their thing, and they receive multiple millions of dollars. So part of this resolution is for us to make sure that we're working with our local service providers as much as we possibly can, and that these folks, these giants, don't just come in and just kind of, take over. So there's a balance there. And so I'll be glad to answer any questions offline that you guys may have. If you get a call from any of these folks, it is enough for us to be, because there's multiple communities around the country that these folks work in, and nobody even know they're there, that they don't really do anything, but they get the money and they go out and do maybe Indianapolis, but using money that they said that they were supposed to be doing. So those are things that we're trying to be very cautious of as a region, and we're trying to make sure that we are watched on that. So that's kind of what this probably does. But I just want to make sure everybody, when you see that. And secondly, June 16th is the planned date, I think, for the ribbon cutting and the open house out at, I'll send the emails, but just want to get that on your calendar, June 16th. All of you are invited to come out for that celebration.
NHK.
The NHK, and I think we may be coordinating with Mike, and we'll see how that goes with the road, with County Road 800 opening too. We'll see if we may want to just do all that at the same time. So,
Okay.
thank you.
Any other department heads?
I'll just, a quick update with, I had emailed you guys with the antenna situation.
Yes.
I did on Friday. I placed a call to the state with someone with IPSC. I've not received a phone call back to see if there is something we can come up with. I don't know if you as a user, Josh, have had, we've had on both sides, like we've had issues on both sides, like us at the consoles, things not coming into us, but yet you can hear it on portables, treating it much like site trunking. Is how it sounded. Raycom did make some adjustments, but it is a little worse than what I was anticipating. Again, I knew it was, but it's affecting, both sides, like law, county and city, because the county is, and sometimes it's even just out in the county, even though when we would normally be hitting Gainesville, but like our transmissions out are even garbled at times. So, and we are, which again, we have no control over, but they're not even working on the water tower. And I was told they're hoping by May 10th. So that's like 3 weeks of.
We got our part done a little early.
Because they were going, we did it on that Friday because they were supposed to start on the 19th. So now they're hoping the 10th. So that puts us 3 weeks behind. So I just wanted to, I'll keep you guys updated and
Okay. Let's keep thinking on that.
Yeah.
that.
Yes, yep, absolutely. So I think other than that, that's it. Colleen will be taking my place, or anything starting Thursday, so. But anyway, so other than that, I don't have anything, but I'll keep you updated.
I saw the 5K went well the other day.
It did. We had a good time. Like, it was,
Sure.
some of them weren't able to, but yeah, it was, we had a good time. And, you don't ever usually have the opportunity to do anything outside of work. And it was a good day.
Yeah,
So,
weather cooperated.
yeah.
Any other department heads? Rodney?
There to update and or answer any questions you may have. It's been just a little bit, but trying to get back to some normality by getting here more often for you. I was speaking with Mark before this, but we are continuing to see demand fall right now for vaccine. But we do have a big week this week. We're going to be doing about 1,000 doses because 4 weeks ago we were very busy.
Yeah.
And now we have all second doses coming in, so that's promising. We're doing walk-ins now, so we've seen an increase because of that. Boone County decided to close their clinic last week for at least a week and left many of their second dose folks in a lurch. So we helped by picking up those folks too, as well as walk-ins. So
Why did they close?
they had had enough. They needed a break, they said. So, and again, I think my volunteers and my staff feel that same way, but we don't just leave clientele in a lurch. So we were glad to be able to service those folks. Some of them were quite adamant about having had their appointment canceled at that time. So we did help pick them up as well. So we are still doing testing. Testing's up. We had a little bit of a positivity increase over the period of about April 7th through the 21st. So we started to see cases climb, get into the double digits, but they're now on the decline again. So I don't know if some of that was just the fallout of late spring breaks or not. So we continue to plan with Daryl, EMA director, to be ready for whatever the next uncharted phase may be. Obviously, children will eventually be open to be immunized. And we hear talks of folks saying, well, we will get these into the pediatricians. Clinton County, however, is a bit of a droughted area for physicians and pediatricians. So we anticipate we'll catch a burden of that if there is a demand increase. So we stand ready for that. We are going to be moving out of the fairgrounds as we promised the fair board. Tried to work that out amicably with them to get ready for the summer season as folks are wanting to get somewhat back to normal. So we're looking at plans to do that right now and working with schools. If we see an increase over the summer, we'll be able to move into the school facility next. So.
I talked to Daryl Friday. I think he said maybe there's tends to be here this week.
Yes,
and the trailer is like a week out, or a week and a half, or something like that.
And we're already working on integrating those into plans. We can still go out and do mobile clinics just the same. But again, we're going to wait to see what it'd be nice to take. I'm trying to plan it down to where June and July we get a little bit of a break for, we have thousands of hours of volunteers that have come in over the course of now almost 5 months. It's unbelievable it's been that long already. We're approaching, I think, somewhere by the end of this week, we'll be getting closer to administer 13 to 14,000 doses. So, which again, I would say 45 to 50% of those now are becoming fully immunized individuals. So
you think, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No.
I am curious, and it'll be interesting to see prior to the beginning of next school year, whether or not they'll open this up for kids, right? Because right now it's 12.
It's, well, Pfizer's requesting 12 and above.
Right.
They're just not approved quite yet.
Okay.
I assume Moderna would be doing the same. And I know they're doing a study for those under 12. It's just about a month and a half or 2 months behind.
Okay.
The last projection I heard for those in the younger ages was first quarter of 2022.
Oh, okay.
Now they may speed that up slightly with the completion of those older children, But right now, our big challenge will be twofold. It'll be if we can get to the children before school. Because another thing we need to remember is most of those school-age children are behind in their normal immunizations as well right now due to COVID because of all the different interruptions going on. So we have a twofold challenge here. We're hoping to be able to try to get some sort of working with the school to try to get that caught up. I know we're already planning mobile clinics out at all the Frankfurt schools, elementaries, middle school, and high school already. So that'll be in August. So there'll be big challenges. Now, the other thing is you can't give one immunization and then one, at least unless they change guidance, you wouldn't give the COVID at the same time. You would give them one of those MMRs or something. So, but we certainly want to see, children who need it get immunized as well. But again, it's uncharted waters. We're not sure. Daryl and I continue to say we're going to plan for the worst and hope for the best on this. But again, thanks again for all your support. We've had many challenges we've overcome already so far this year, and I know we continue to get a lot of compliments also from other counties like Boone for our ability to service.
From everything I'm hearing, you guys are the cream of the crop.
Well, we hope to be, but it's all through teamwork. It's through everybody, the auditor's office and everybody else working with us because it's been necessary to do that.
Yep. Well, thanks, man.
Thank you.
Yep.
Rodney, I got a question.
Sure.
I know you're very busy with this, but is everything else staying current on Board of Health side? I know permitting's out and like septics and everything else is all that.
Good question. So we continue to try to do what I call continuity of operations. So we have at least 2 people that are in the office every day working to keep messaging going, keep permitting going. I would still say Dana and I and possibly Jessica are about 2 months behind just regular work, but we just keep moving forward with it and prioritizing as we go. I'm already into my septic season permitting already, and I've done several already this year. The nurse has ongoing cases that keep coming up. There are some projects that her and I were in the middle of we'd like to finish. We're getting ready to hire a new immunization nurse. Actually, they're on board shadowed now. So I wouldn't say we're 100% caught up, but I'd say we're running about 80% of our normal capacity.
I appreciate it, and I just want to make sure everything else is still staying.
Sure. Yeah, we have not. Now, again, this is only what I hear, but from other counties, maybe not Tippecanoe, but others our size, a lot of that's been shut down for months now. I was kind of shocked to find out I had installers telling me they can't get a permit out of other counties right now, and I didn't realize that.
I don't want to be that other county.
No, I just want to do, if I'm working in the evening sometimes and in the weekend to keep some of those caught up. We've got folks that want to build, and economic recovery is going to be a big piece of this. So we don't want to see those delayed if we can at all do so.
I appreciate that.
Yep.
Thank you.
One thing I would report is it had been expressed that they needed some laptops to help, and especially with going to the tents.
Yes.
And so
The mobile.
the mobile tents. So Tim and I and Rodney had been kind of working, but there was a couple issues. One, the laptops are all back ordered like pretty much everything else. And the longevity of their battery just doesn't last throughout the day. So we kind of shifted and went in the direction of iPads. And so now we're going to be able to get basically 4 iPads for the price of 1 laptop, so that they have the ability to set up the mobile tents and still get on the internet.
That gives our folks the ability to move through up and down the line of vehicles, for instance, and still check folks in. And I appreciate you guys working with us on that, because that'll be our next step, really.
So we should have those ordered this week. Okay. We'll be good to go.
Any other department heads? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to commissioner reports. Anybody have anything to report?
Only thing I would report is, and we were all present at the last council meeting, Brett Barton had brought up some signage that was deteriorating. I mean, we take care of it, so we're in the process of getting quotes to get it all updated around the courthouse. I think it's 6 signs, so outside of that, nothing else.
No. Awesome. I did talk to Warren Landscaping about filling that corner in there with some mulch or something so nobody's tripping him. So other than that, I can't think of anything. All right. Claims, we have claims dated April 23rd in the amount of $27,825.24. April 30th in the amount of $26,619.88. Biweekly claims dated May 3rd in the amount of $292,478.52. And we have court claims dated May 3rd in the amount of $13,169.52.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, claims are approved 3-0. In the matter of payroll, we have payroll dated April 9th in the amount of $422,253.48.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion carries 3-0 to get everybody paid. And we have minutes dated April the 19th from our previous regular meeting.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, motion carries 3-0. Is there any other business that needs to come before the Board of Commissioners? Okay, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
Okay, meeting adjourned.
What happened?